Alrighty, we are now joined by Shane van Gisbergen, number 88, Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet. I will now open the floor for questions. Please raise your hand and we will get a mic to you. So we'll start up here.
Peter Strada, TSJ Sports in the middle here. Shane, how would you compare your level of comfortability in the Cup car last year versus this year?
Yeah, a lot higher. Well, firstly as well, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's been good, building up throughout the year, getting better and better, and certainly, we'd go like a month between races last year, so just really driving one car mainly as a focus, and same thing every week, same crew, same people, and makes a huge difference, that's for sure.
Hey Shane, Owen Johnson, cupscene.com. Can you talk to me about what your preparation looks like kind of in the week leading up to this race? Are you on the sim? Are you talking to the team? What does it look like for the week? Yeah,
a lot of video study mainly. Try and study as much drivers as I can, and yeah, like I'll have I think yesterday I had the race on, watched last year's practice qualifying race, and then had SMT up at the same time, video study. That's probably what I get more out of. Find myself sort of doing less and less sim and more video stuff. Yeah, I find that sort of helping me more these days.
And do you have a message for your fans in Australia and New Zealand? Every press conference, they come out in droves with a ton of comments. What does it mean to you for your longtime fans to still be following your career today? Yeah,
I said that a lot. It's very humbling how many people have followed me sort of over here and tune in every Monday morning and watch the races, or it'll be Sunday this weekend, so they'll probably enjoy that a bit better. Yeah, it's been really cool having the support, even when it's a shit weekend for me. I still get a lot of comments and support, so yeah, it's really nice.
Sean Robertson, CBS 6 here in town. I just want to get your thoughts about what your mindset is coming into this race you're in. You're, I think, 2 more playoff points from taking over the top spot. How do you balance, I guess, trying to gain more points and trying to gain more information for the postseason and not trying to be caught up in a possible big wreck or big crash on Saturday night?
Yeah, well, certainly on the ovals, it's harder for us at the moment to get the playoff points, that's for sure, but we're definitely working at it, and I feel like every week we're making steps, getting better, and the result at Iowa wasn't great, but I was, a lot more competitive, racing really well, and even after we had our spin, we still got into a good position before getting wrecked. So there's lots of positives coming, and yeah, I think we're getting better. I feel like we are. So who knows? We can hopefully start getting further up, but yeah, certainly not where we expected, or probably where everyone thought we would be on the playoff point leaderboard. So nice way to surprise people, I guess.
Hi, Shane. Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. I wanted to ask you, the last couple months, you seem very happy. Things
winning does that, huh?
On the track and off the track. If you could just talk about, kind of the general, it's good to be you right now type of thing.
Yeah, like winning certainly helps, but I felt like I was really happy at the start of the year, but it's hard to look happy, I guess, when you're coming 30th every week. But I felt like there was a lot of positives early in the year, and we just were building and grinding. This series is a grind, especially when it's not going well. Every week you're working hard with your guys and girls to get better. So yeah, I felt like I was still pretty happy in March, April, May before we won. But yeah, you certainly feel everyone's pretty stoked, riding on high. Not just the 88 crew, but the whole team. It's really cool at the shop at the moment how stoked everyone is, and I feel like we got some good momentum as a team, and we're getting better and better with every week. So it's really cool to be a part of it.
What was it like last week with everybody getting in the top 10? That was a big moment for the team.
Yeah, normally we have, Cap rides around on his bike when we get a top 10 handing out ice creams to everyone. So I was wondering what we're going to do when 3 cars got in the 10. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool. It's, that's a pretty special moment for the team. It's not easy to run up front. So to have all 3 cars in the 10 and genuinely be competitive, it was a really cool step, and it could have been 4 cars if Connor didn't do gymnastics. Yeah.
All right, we'll bring the mic over to Mike.
His mom's a gymnast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't do that on purpose.
Mike Hembry from Auto Week. What was your process early on trying to figure out the ins and outs of oval racing? Did you pick out a car in practice and try to follow that car to pick up on how they were doing things, or how did you work that process?
Yeah, good question. It's just time for me, and even this week, like I've never been around this track in a cup car, and you see the fall off in practice. It's very tough to get up to speed straight away. So this week, kind of been studying Denny and also Ross the most. Ross's car is probably most similar to how mine's going to be, so trying to just see what they were doing with gears. You can change gear a lot here, and it changes the car balance quite a lot, and I just, try and study those two guys. But different tracks might be different people, whoever stands out, and just try and emulate what they're doing, I guess. But for me, it's just time. I don't know what it's like when I'm out there, and no one knows what the patches are going to feel like at turn one, and you just, I try and do things by feel, I guess, too.
Tim Moore Motorsports Today. Shane, just to kind of follow up with that, in terms of this style racing, I know there's a lot of gaps in terms of what you guys have done for short tracks. It's only the fourth race of the season. What do you feel that you've perhaps grown on the most? I know you mentioned Iowa, you didn't get the results you want, but in terms of just this style from the start of the year as compared?
Yeah, the short tracks I feel sort of most competitive and feel most comfortable, I guess, to push, but the results haven't shown that. But I feel like my lap times and speed in sections of the race, I just got to put it all together, and hopefully that starts to happen soon. But the short tracks, I feel like there's a little bit more driver manipulation you can do with the gear changes and the braking and how to phase sort of the tire wear. You can have a big influence on that, it seems. So yeah, these kind of tracks suit me, and I did have a really good race at Martinsville last year, but otherwise the short tracks have been a disaster. So I just got to put it together, I think.
And if you were to evaluate 2025, obviously all the road course wins, but what are you most proud of to this point in the year?
Just how much we've enjoyed it. I think every race weekend, even it's good or bad, I enjoy going into the shop on Monday, doing the meetings, and it's it's going to work every day, but it doesn't really feel like a job. I'm loving every minute of it.
John Newby, Savage Ventures. So with this track, all the different unknowns with the tires, the patches, all that stuff, does it give you time to dive into some of the other little details, like the number of people who get speeding penalties on pit road here?
Yeah, it's difficult here, especially with the two different speeds, and trying to be fast on the corners and maximize. And yeah, I started the year bad trying to push that. I think I had a stupid amount of penalties, and touch wood, I haven't had one for a while. I've been behaving, but conservative on my speed. So that's one of the another part of NASCAR that's tough. Every other series I've been in, you press a button and hold your foot flat and it does it itself. So but it's free lap time here, especially on a high fall off track. You're touring through the pits quite a lot under green, so it's worth a lot of time, and that's where these guys are good, getting in and out of pit road without getting it wrong.
Jordan Bonner, I'm from 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We've heard so much. Your Supercars career gets a lot of credit for your success on the road courses. I wonder, is there anything else that translates over from your experience in Supercars, whether it be, just feel for the car, since they are similarly built, I would say? And then have you talked to any other sort of former supercar drivers like Scott McLaughlin? I know he's an IndyCar, but, to get any additional help in terms of racing the ovals and that sort of thing?
I don't know how to answer that. I guess Marcus Ambrose is probably the guy I lent on the most for just pure racing stuff out of from Supercars land, I guess. Scotty was more sort of general living and how it is in America, but it's probably Marcus. He's a huge help, and if I do still need stuff this year, he's been there for me as well. But I would love to see Scotty in a NASCAR, but I think it's a bit awkward. He drives Chevy and their team runs Ford, so but hopefully they can work it out.
Chris Powell, Couch Coach Live. What has been the biggest area of improvement for you and the crew this year?
On ovals is just general speed. Yeah, general speed. Like it's just taking time and learning what I need from the car and understanding the car. When we go to a road course, I can tell exactly what area the car needs speed, which part to try and focus on. And on an oval, I don't fully know yet. I can describe what the car's doing, but I don't know I don't have that notebook of myself, you know, whether it's too soft or too stiff in springs or roll bars or cross weight. I don't know what to ask for yet. So just trying to learn every week, trying to see what the setup is and what's different to every other week. And yeah, just trying to help my crew point the car in the right direction. Whereas on a road course this year, we've kind of trended one way on setup, and it's, you know, I feel like as a team and driver combination, it's been really good and shown it's made us better.
Awesome. Bring the mic down to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. What was the reaction of people? I mean, if you sent out the wedding picture in front of the detention center, or since that story has come out, to the reaction of people seeing that?
I don't know. I don't really like my personal stuff being in the media, so I don't know why or how that got out or why people felt like talking about it, but it is what it is. But it's a funny story, I guess, but it's not, yeah, it's kind of for, I think legal stuff here is not good as a foreigner if you're a couple and not together, so it's more for legal stuff, I guess, but that's another story. That's not public, I guess.
I mean, just that's a unique photo.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It was awkward, but I'd rather it was not out there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
It's me again. I just have a quick one. How do you anticipate the racing to be with people with 2 weeks to go or 2 races remaining before they set the field? At Daytona, it's kind of chaotic and hectic anyway, but even here on a short track, I mean, are you kind of prepared to know and be aware of this guy's racing for his, you know, playoff hopes here?
Yeah, for sure. And I think we saw, I watched the race here last year, from last year this week, and I can't believe the lengths people go through, you know, to get in. It's a desperate situation, and it means so much to get in the playoffs. So I'm certainly glad we're not involved in it, and well, hopefully won't be involved in it. But yeah, I think that's an awesome part of this sport. It creates those storylines and that desperation to win when someone's in that position, you know, and there's a lot of people on the bubble and a lot of people needing a win, and hopefully that creates some good but safe racing for the next couple of weeks.
Alrighty, we'll do one last question with Front Stretch Sports.
Michael Massey, Front Stretch. You said you were looking at Denny's SMT data to learn here. Was that tough to follow? Because I've heard that like his data is unlike most drivers, where he's like stabbing at the throttle. It looks like a heart monitor when you're looking at it. Was it tough to like mimic that?
Yeah, speak of him. Yeah, it's thanks for the tips this week, mate. Yep. But yeah, like it's just amazing when it's just the different styles, right? And his style's very unique, the way, you know, he's mainly using a different gear and stabbing at the throttle, and it's just techniques I've never come across or needed to use before. But in NASCAR, there's so many different ways to get the car around the track fast, and I'm trying to be as open-minded as possible and changing my style, and especially for a track I've never been to before. And, you know, I'll probably won't try it today in practice, but if it gets stalled out in the race or in a moment where I've got time to try stuff, I'll experiment a bit. And, you know, there's all these top guys have such subtle little differences in the way they drive, and it's really interesting trying to pick things up, because I'm sort of like a clean sheet of paper with oval driving, so trying to find a style that works for me.
Awesome. That wraps up all the questions. Thank you, Shane, and
Thanks,
good luck
everyone.
this weekend.